Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Leo at the gun, that means roll the corn. Peace to the virtuous, gods and goddesses. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Welcome to the Truth Now show. Well, all we do is talk about the truth. Atlanta in the building. What's up? I love y'all and I'm in love with you. Share the live. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to my live subscription on TikTok. Put the corn and put where you're from in the chat. Put the corn and put where you're from in the chat. Roll the corn. H-Town in the building. Malaysia in the building. Roll the corn. Shout out to Malaysia. Bull City, North Carolina. Maryland in the building. Cherokee Indian. Roll the corn. Alabama. Pittsburgh, PA in the building. New Jersey. Birmingham, Alabama. Roll the corn. Slidell, Louisiana. Natchez, Mississippi. Roll the corn. The Natchez Indians, descendants of Mound builders. Atlanta. Kansas and Maryland. What's up? Kokomo Joe. What's up? Caden. Cammy, what's up? Jacksonville, Florida in the spot. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. California, Virginia Beach, Memphis, Tennessee. Riri, Maryland. Roll the corn. Freddie Mac, what up? Caden, what up? Baton Rouge, what up? Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Connecticut in the building. Kansas City, Missouri. New York City, Brew Vision in the building. Mikey, what up? El Negro, roll the corn. Williamsburg. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beautiful spot. I've been there a couple of times. Roll the corn. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Beautiful country right there. Beautiful land right there in Arkansas. Roll the corn. Arkansas, Pine Bluff. That's in the swag, baby. They don't know nothing about the swag, Arkansas, Pine Bluff. They don't know nothing about the swag. Mama Kim, what up? I love you and I'm in love with you, Cam, in North Carolina. What up? Now, today, I'm going to go over a couple of things, man. I'm going to go over some laws of Maat, because I told y'all Maat is where the feather comes from. Maat is where the feather comes from. It don't come from no Native Americans. It come from ancient culture of Maat wearing the feather, right? I'm going to go over some rules of that. I'm going to go over a little bit of information about some certain style of Tartarian buildings that show you symbolism that comes from the mounds. I'm going to show you that. And just some other random stuff I'll be researching. Y'all know how I do. I just roll what the ancestors want me to roll for the day. So that's what I stay on. But Ma'at, people. What people don't understand, Ma'at comes from agriculture. Ma'at comes from working the field. Ma'at comes from being virtuous in farming, feeding your people the righteous way. That's where Ma'at comes from. It don't come from no Egypt. It went to Egypt. It come from here. Roll the corn. That's where it come from. We know the truth now. Watch this. In ancient Egypt, the concept of Ma'at, representing cosmic harmony, justice, and order, was deeply intertwined with agriculture. See, that's the part of the game they don't want to teach you. It was deeply intertwined with agriculture. Why is it entwined with agriculture? Because you learn the star alignments from agriculture. You learn the season changes from agriculture. You learn how to be patient and virtuous and how to be in tune with nature and balanced in harmony with Maat in agriculture in the crop field, people. Now, where they come from? This can't come from the desert. It cannot come from the desert. How can I get balance with nature in the desert? It comes from somewhere where agriculture was easily obtained and easily put on the ground to feed our people, where some lakes, some rivers, some water, some black soil come from. All this, that's where my started from. It went to the desert. It didn't start in the desert. That don't even make sense. It don't make sense. Come on, man. We got to have some water to get to jump in agriculture around. We need water. We need black soil. We need water, black soil. We need all that. So the teachings got to come from somewhere, some type of land of milk and honey, some type of land where you can cultivate it and make it into a paradise, right? And that's not in the desert. I don't care what nobody say. Roll the corn. Okay. Principles of Maat, right? The principles of Maat. This is where the feather wearing comes from, of the mound building ancient culture of America. They try to act like Maat started in Egypt, but it didn't, people. It did not start in Egypt. All of these laws that go with Maat come from here. They tried to make it seem like it comes from Egypt, but it comes from here. The mound builders of North America were practicing Maat, people. Ancient Maat, right? With agriculture. And let's keep going. Roll the corn. Put the corn in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Now, where was we at? And I want to show y'all this too. The X in Mississippian culture, maize-based agriculture and chieftain organization. The X in the Mississippian culture refers to the mound building, maize-based agriculture and chieftain organization, right? The X with the circle around it. Mississippian culture, right? Now, when you see this right here, this is the connection to the Nile, right? Right there. Tamaru. Tamari, the X. The Mississippian culture got the same X, people. There's a connection there. They're talking about a certain people that come from a certain place called Tamaru or Tamari with the X. This ain't no Olmec X. The Olmecs got that from their ancestors. The mound building culture. That's where they come from. Roll the corn. Now let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Right here. Right there. Mississippian culture. Right there. Right there. See, you gotta know the symbolism. You gotta know the symbolism because this stuff just don't come from nowhere, people. These ancients, see the symbolism and the artifacts will connect all of the truth. You just got to go through it and understand what you're looking at. If they are talking about a certain people called the Tamaricans or the Tamaru or Tamari, and the X of the Mississippian pops up in Egypt on the wall, they talking about a certain people from a certain place that do a certain thing, right? So that's why that is very important. The X was passed all the way down, all the way to the Olmecs. The Olmecs are after the North American mound builders, people. And let me show you something about the Olmecs that people don't be remembering, acting like they don't know no better. Olmecs built mounds, people. They are mound builders. Olmecs come from a mound building stock, people. This is in San Lorenzo. Mounds, people. Roll the coin. They just ain't pop up from nowhere with no maze god. Their ancestors are the North American mound builders. That's where they get the X from. That's where they get the Jaguar from. That's where they learn how to build mounds from. They ancestors. They ain't just pop up out of nowhere. Everybody got ancestors. Roll the corn on the land, on Tartarian land. Everybody got ancestors. Don't just think just because they're a great civilization don't mean that nobody taught them nothing. They learned. They already know how to make structures and mounds and sculptures. These people was evolving mound builders from North America. That's all they was. Same symbolism. The X of the Mississippian is the X of the Olmec. The Jaguar of the Mississippian is the Jaguar of the Olmec. Don't make this stuff hard, people. Don't make it hard. It ain't hard. Years go by, people move around, and they got the same symbolism. That's why the X is all the way in Egypt on the wall. Talking about Tartarian. Roll the coin. Y'all think these Olmec ain't no Negroes? You think these Olmec ain't no Negroes? This ain't no African receipt right here, brother. Yeah, I see you in the chat trying to sneak this. I see you. From Africa. None of you could be from here. These people from here, and that is a Negroid face right there. That ain't no Native American. This is an Olmec. He got a maze god. He's from here. He is a descendant from a North American mound builder. This ain't your people. This our people. Y'all don't have no ancient knowledge of mound building. No ancient knowledge of mound building. He might be mixed, but who is the original people? If you want to say it like that, who the original people? Here you go. I'm showing you artifacts. I ain't gonna show you nothing out no book. I'm gonna show you some artifact, big dog. I'm gonna show you some artifact with the afro, yeah. El Negro. El Negro. This come out of Mound. Where did this come from? We know the truth now. This come out of a mound. You think this didn't come out no mound? You don't want no receipts. Who built them mounds if this coming out the mounds? This is at the base. This was at the base of a mound right here. Go look it up. Yeah, roll the corn. Yeah. Get in my chat and try to debunk what I'm finna tell you. Everything I'm gonna tell you the truth. This We Know the Truth Now show. Roll the corn. Let's get back to Maat. Roll the corn. Now, the movement of the stars and the planets are observed and interpreted as signs of cosmic order, right? Celestial bodies in Egyptian monuments, such as pyramids, emphasizes the connection, right? The balance in nature from the ecosystem of the Nile to the fauna of the desert, right? Maintaining the balance was critical in prosperity and survival of their civilization. For survival of our people, we created crops, the star alignment, to feed our people. We got spiritual doing so. This ain't got nothing to do with no other culture but melanated people. This ain't got nothing to do with no other culture but melanated people. We figured out agriculture and irrigation and star alignments and all of that, but while y'all was still running around in the cave, we was already astrology headstrong, living in virtue and peace. Roll the corn. That's Maat. That's why you can come to this country and enslave everybody, because we were peaceful people, right? That's where they come from. We trying to help y'all eat, trying to feed y'all. Y'all still enslaved our people on the mounds where the ancestors was at. Plantations right on the mound where the ancestors was at. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We know the truth now. Living according to principles is the duty of every Egyptian, right? Social status, from the simplest farmer to the pharaoh, all expected to uphold the laws in their daily lives. This way of life is reflected in art, literature, and government, right? Roll the corn. Righteous living, people. Righteous living. Righteous living. Concepts of morality. Cosmos. The rules of, let me see, truth. Balance, order, harmony, law, morality, right? Roll the corn. Living in truth. Children were taught principles of Maat at an early age, written in wisdom literature. These teachings emphasize virtues such as humility, self-control, and respect for the natural order. See, this is the problem with the world right now. This is the problem with the world right now. Ain't no more virtue. Ain't no humility. People ain't got no self-control and ain't got no respect for natural order. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. We was raised with a natural order of the way things supposed to go until they broke us out of that mold, people. Maat comes from our people. Now they around here trying to practice it. Roll the corn. They trying to practice it. They made us forget it. Now they want to practice it. Virtue, people. I told y'all about virtue. You got to be virtuous to do this. Right? Now they talk about the afterlife. They got something to do with Maat. The afterlife. The field of reeds, afterlife. Right? Journey to the afterlife. Body through mummification. Right? Why you think the mound builders were doing the soul to the afterlife? That's Maat, people. They try to separate it like it's different over here. The mound builders were sending souls through the causeway right up to the Milky Way. That's Maat. But if they do it in Egypt, they try to act like it's all pretty and fancy. We do it over here, it's just a pathway of souls. It's the same teaching. Roll the corn. Same teaching. Now, famous of which is the Book of the Dead, right? The Book of the Dead is Maat teachings. In the Book of the Dead, they are talking about buildings in Mexico. In the Book of the Dead, they are talking about pyramid with 2 steps in Mexico. Ethical, social, right? Cosmic principles that guided the Egyptians in their daily actions. Governance, religious practices. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now, the study of sustainable agriculture has never been more pressing due to the effects of climate crisis. Look at them people on the wall in Egypt rolling corn. There's corn, people. There's corn. Don't get this stuff mixed up. There's corn right there, and there's wheat up there. There's corn right there. There's wheat up there. Agriculture got a whole lot to do with Egypt and corn and wheat. But corn is on the wall in Egypt. Y'all can stop it, bro. Y'all can stop it. They got something to do with Maat, agriculture. Corn on the wall in Egypt. There you go right there. You think I'm playing? Senadijim tomb in Egypt got corn on the wall. There go your receipt right there. I showed you the receipt 3 or 4 times. The knowledge come with the agriculture of this corn that's over there. Now let's keep going. Cushites done it first, and I'm going to show you. Cushites done it first, and I'm going to show you. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. Form of worship of the earth god, since further increase the fertility of the land. It's about fertility of the land, people. The gift of the Nile and the black lands were important to the continued stability of Egypt. The black soil fed Egypt. Right? The black soil fed Egypt. Particularly through the concept of Maat, the idea of harmony and unity of the universe as protected by the pharaoh, right? Let's keep going. I'm just giving y'all an overview of what this stuff means. Temples, major landowners played a significant in managing agriculture. Priests oversaw large estates, employing farmers to cultivate fields that supported temple activities and rituals. The ancient Egyptian festivals aligned with the agriculture calendar, fostering a sense of divine partnership in farmers' work. Now, ancient Egyptian festivals align with agriculture calendars. Yeah, I want y'all to remember that. That's where Mardi Gras come from. That's where Mardi Gras come from. Mardi Gras is a celebration of the spring, people. That is a festival. We were doing that over here way before any type of other people came over here. They turned it into a whole nother holiday, but we celebrated the spring because it was time to put the seeds in the ground. Egypt was doing the same thing for agriculture calendar. You celebrate the summer solstice. You celebrate the vernal equinox. You celebrate the time to put the crops up in December. You celebrated that. That became holidays over time. Mardi Gras is very special because it shows you that that was going on before anybody got here. We was already celebrating festivals in Louisiana, Mississippi, in that area for the spring, right? That's where that comes from. Let's keep going. Ancient Egyptian farmers, right? This is what it was about. Now, the pest, locust, rodents, birds frequently attack crops, reducing yields. Don't forget that. Rodents, locusts, birds frequently attack crops, reducing yields. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? I told y'all the Mississippian culture wore red locust beads. Red jasper. Red jasper is a protection from evil or destruction of the crops. So you put red locust beads on your neck to keep, as a jewelry, to keep evil from the crop. Poverty Point had red locust beads in the mound. Egyptians wore red locust beads. It's the same teachings of Maat. It's the same thing. The red owl. The red owl is the same thing. The owl, right? The owl, same thing. Wisdom and destruction. You put the red jasper on an owl on a bead, and it blocks bad things from happening to the crop, right? Y'all think I'm tripping? Here you go right here. Poverty Point, red owl. Red owl beads, Poverty Point. Egyptians done the same thing, people. Red owl beads, red locust. Red locust, red owl beads, protection from a bad harvest. These things eating up the harvest. That's why you wore them in red jasper. Roll the corn. I'm going to get back to the owl in a second. I had to use the owl because the owl going to be the last part of this lecture I'm going to give y'all, right? right? Ancient Egyptian farmers, the farmers of ancient Egypt, legacy continues to inspire admiration. The mystery of irrigation and agriculture practices influence societies across the Near East and the Mediterranean. Techniques that developed such as basin irrigation. Now, where did they get that from? Where did they get that from? Agriculture practices influenced, right? Where they get that from? Here. Yeah, that's why it's so important over there. Ma'at goes with the agriculture, feeds the people. You live in harmony, balance, and virtue. Roll the corn. That's where this comes from, people. This comes from the Mississippi Valley and Delta. This don't come from Egypt. This knowledge was brought there, mixed in with the people, with our people, and here you go with a civilization. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now, to make monumental achievements of building pyramids, you got to feed the people. You got to be able to feed the people to make pyramids. Corn pushed that idea and made it possible, people. It made it possible. Ancient Egyptian farmers considered the hands that fed Egypt, and their names and work are a part of history. The farmers of ancient Egypt are remembered, the hands that fed the great civilization. Their work ensuring the survival and prosperity of one of humanity's most remarkable achievements. The farmers did that. Ain't no pyramids if the irrigation and the crops from ancient culture more civilized than them gave them. Ain't no pyramids if it wasn't for that. Ain't no army, ain't no pharaohs, ain't none of that if they couldn't feed themselves sustainably like America could feed themselves sustainably. We fed ourselves sustainably. We didn't have a problem with this. Africa and Europe had a problem with food shortages, people, not America. The knowledge comes from here. Roll the corn. And it's still going on today. Like you said, it's still going on today. Still popping today, same thing. Right? Now check this out. The ancient Egyptian solar calendar, based on the sun cycle, right? Predicting the climate conditions essential for agriculture. Marked the agricultural season and the crop yields. That calendar was made to map out the agriculture year. Roll the corn. All this zodiac, all these celestial teachings, all of it come from the agriculture. That's where it started it. That's why we got to get back to the truth. That's where the real knowledge lies, with the agriculture. When you learn that, everything else is a breeze. Everything else is a breeze to learn, right? These agriculture workers transformed the fertile Nile Valley into the Black Land, the region of productivity amongst the arid desert. Umar did not accept the challenge. Umar don't want no smoke with truth now. Now, why is this important? Agriculture workers transformed the fertile Nile Valley into the Black Land, Kemet, a region of productivity amidst the arid desert. Now, why is this important? It was a desert, people. Wasn't nothing out there until somebody with agriculture knowledge that know how to irrigate and put water in places it does not supposed to go turns it into Kemet. That's what happened, people. It wasn't always there, right? We had black land in Kemet in the southeast of America thousands of years before the Nile Valley ever got it. If I die, if I lie, I'ma die. We had black soil and agriculture, spirituality, Maat teachings on the land of the river in Mississippi thousands of years before the Nile Valley ever got black soil. Thousands of years before Samaria ever got black soil, we had black soil, chemic growing agriculture in the Mississippi Valley and Delta. Let's keep going. Now, Maat, concept, stars, seasons, right? Stars and seasons. That's where all this come from. Stars and seasons, Maat. That's Maat teaching. There ain't no Indian teaching. There ain't none of that. It started with this teaching. Then our people they turned us into American Indians. But we started off with this teaching. On this land in America. Not in Egypt. So when people try to say you're trying to be Native American, no. We come from the old culture. We don't come from the new culture. We come from the old culture. Our bloodline went all the way through the old culture, all the way through the Indian culture, all the way to colonization, people. So you got to understand what your ancestors were doing on the land. Way before we were running around talking about some Indians, we were practicing Maat, wearing the feather. Native Americans got the feather of Maat twisted and turned it into a feather headdress. They got that from us. We was the first people wearing feathers on this land. Roll the corn. Hieroglyphics. That's the plow. That's the plow. The plow. The feather of Maat. The feather of Maat, the plow, the plow. The feather of Maat, the plow. Don't forget that. The plow is significant for Tartarian. We plowed the field. Did nobody know how to plow the field but us? Did nobody know how to plow the field but us? There go the plow right there on Tamaru. The plow and the feather of Maat. The plow, agriculture, knowledge, bringing it over there to them, and the feather of Maat is Tamaru, Tamari Khan. Now, do you understand it? They telling you what kind of people they were on the walls in Egypt. Now, do you get it? Put the coin in the chat if you understand what I'm trying to tell you. They telling you the Tamaricans brought the plow, the feather of Maat, with the X of the celestial teachers of astrology. That's what the X mean. Coming out the sky. Maat for the feather and the plow for agriculture. Roll the motherfucking corn. That's what that means. That might even be a boat right there. That might be a boat of us coming over on the damn boat. I ain't through researching that yet, but that X is Tamarican because the Olmec got it and the Mississippian culture got it. We got the feather, we wore the feathers, and we got the first plows on the face of the earth. Not Samaria. The oldest plow in the world coming out the mounds in America. So that's what this is significant for. Agriculture with the plow, the teachings of Maat with the feather, the X for the astrology part of the X of the Mississippian and Olmec. Even the Mayans got the X. Roll the corn. That's American knowledge. It ain't no African knowledge, no X. Bro, that is not, they ain't got nothing to do with Egypt. Till we got over there, they started using that symbol. That symbol come from our people. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. The feather and the weighing of the heart. You weigh the heart of the king or the pharaoh or the chief with the feather. That is the underworld teaching of your heart is lighter than a feather. That's where it comes from, Maat. If your heart is heavier than a feather, you ain't no good. Your heart got to be lighter than a feather to pass through the underlife, right? To pass through the underworld, right? All that is a teaching of Maat. was the feather as the personification of truth, justice, and harmony. Ma'at was the feather. Why is the Ma'at feather on the Tamari sign in Egypt? Because we bought it over there. Roll the coin. That's why the feather on the Tamari sign. That's why it's there. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. Let's see what else we got. Now, Thoth was a patron of scribes who is described as the one who reveals Ma'at and reckons Ma'at, who loves Ma'at and gives Ma'at to the doer of Ma'at. Thoth is a teaching of Ma'at, people. Thoth is a teaching of Ma'at. He's not an alien. He's not flying around doing all that. Our people built all that shit. Thoth is a part of the Ma'at teaching. Simple. Hunter-gatherer is gonna tell you he a bird-head deity flying around. Nah. Y'all don't know about it. Right? Y'all don't know about it. Thoth is from Maat. The same teaching that the Atlanteans took from here to there, come with the Thoth teaching, come with Ma'at. Now do you get it? Teacher how I'm supposed to get taught truth now. Thoth come with Ma'at. Yeah. Everybody saying Thoth from Tamari. What about Ma'at? You still, y'all get it now. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Roll the coin. Roll the coin. 42 laws of Ma'at. Right? Sin, robbery, stolen goods, slain men and women, stolen food, swindled offerings, stolen from gods and goddesses. I have not carried away food. I have not cursed. I have not closed my ears to truth. I have not committed adultery. I have not made anyone cry. See what I'm saying? This come from our people, bro. Them other people are barbarians. This don't come from no barbarian. No barbarian talking about don't steal no food. Barbarian stealing all the food he can get. Now do you see the difference? Egypt, let me say this so you can understand it, bro. Ain't no food in Africa and Europe that makes the people shiesty, people. Pooh shiesty. Ain't no food. It's famine in Africa. It's famine in Europe that makes the people cutthroat. They didn't create Ma'at over there. They are cutthroat. Ma'at comes from a peaceful people who got food, who can sit around and acquire knowledge and watch the stars. They're not starving, people. Now do you see the difference between Africa and America? We got time to put fat on our head. We got a stomach full of food. They ain't got time to study nothing over there. They got to get up and get out and get something to eat. And I ain't trying to be funny. That's just how the world works. Right? The teachings of Ma'at came from a peaceful, full belly, and they had to be full for a long time to learn the stars and write down teachings of Ma'at and write down all this other stuff that these niggas out here trying to teach is alien knowledge. This our ancestors' knowledge. Ain't no alien, no Thoth. Thoth got something to do with Ma'at. That is a teaching, like I told y'all. Moon and land is agriculture, teaching the virtuous people. They come from all of that. They don't come from no alien. It didn't come from no Atlantean neither, really. They called us Atlanteans because we used the Atlas star. I can get deeper than that, but we just gonna say Atlantean for now. But You got to get a power back to the people who created this stuff. They have gave the power to everything around the world except for our people who created it, bro. Power back. The power come from your bloodline of people. It don't come from no entity. From nowhere out of space or underground. Come from you. Roll the corn. You see how the agriculture goes along with the teaching? The agriculture feeds human beings. Human beings created this. Look just like me and you. Not no giant ass alien. I ain't giving him credit for nothing. Roll the corn. He ain't did nothing. Our people buried in these places. Not them, not no alien. Our people buried down there. Roll the corn. Here we go. The 42 ideals of Maat. I honor virtue is the first one. I honor virtue is the first one. That's why I keep screaming virtue. It's the first one. You got to be virtuous to teach my people history and knowledge, bro. If you're not virtuous, you can't teach it. You're not connected to it. You don't understand it. You think all this is fake. You got to come with virtue first, big dog. You got to be able to listen. You got to be able to, if you hear something that you don't like, you got to listen and wait till they get through talking. Then I'll put my, you can't just argue and cuss and argue with hunter-gatherers all day and claim to be virtuous. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Roll the corn. So the first part of this is virtue, people. I benefit with gratitude. I am peaceful. I respect the property of others. I affirm that all life is sacred, people. All life is sacred. All of it. Even the YT man life's sacred. I'm going to tell you how it is. The earth created them too. They just after us. They're not the original people. It's just that simple. But their life's sacred also. But we came up with the concepts of spirituality for their life to have spirituality in it. Right? And that's the truth. That's why they start trying to steal it. This is powerful information. To have some type of spirituality and knowing of the earth, I got to learn that. Them people are living spiritual over there. I got to learn what they doing, bro. To make me get through my life and feel like I am a part of something bigger and better. That's what happened throughout history, right? And I want y'all to understand it. It ain't always all about us, bro. It's about all this stuff together. But the thing about us is we created things that are powerful in the soul. You see what I'm saying? We created a meaning for us being here. We created spirituality, make your soul powerful, make you stronger, stand up for your people. We created that. They wanted to be like that. They didn't have nothing to believe in, people. Nothing. We gave them something to believe in. Then we put science and astrology and math with it, and it was amazing to see. Roll the corn. Y'all screenshot that. Screenshot that. Screenshot that. Virtue, people. Now, the reason I keep screaming virtue is it's a lot of people trying to teach, but you don't understand where all of this stuff come from. It starts with virtue. If you ain't got that, you ain't got nothing. Right? So that's why I always tell y'all, I got to say virtue is just to teach y'all this. If I'm not going to be virtuous when I teach you, I'm going to delete my damn page, bro. Because the ancestors will kick me in my ass if I don't teach it virtuously. And this what's happening to other people. They getting kicked in the ass because they're not teaching it virtually, bro. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. It was something else I want to show y'all in this. It's too much. All right, let's get into this right here, man. Let's get into this. Now, this is on the monument. This is on the monument in Indianapolis. Indianapolis Tartarian style buildings. The owl, right? I showed y'all the Griffin the other day, right on the Mississippi River, older than all the buildings, the Griffin, the dragon, on all the Tartarian buildings, so-called Tartarian buildings. That's another misnomer name, Tartarian. They try to make it like it's from Russia, but our people left here, went across the continents and built that shit over there. Let's get into it, man. The owl, right? Who has the oldest symbolism of the owl? That's who built the mounds. Who got the oldest symbolism of, built the buildings? Who got the oldest symbolism of the griffin? Who got the oldest symbolism of the owl? Let's get into it. The owl, people. Roll the coin. Who got the oldest symbolism? Look, the griffin and the owl. The griffin and the owl. I studied these two because these are on all of the Tartarian, most of the 80% of the old buildings, right? Yeah, Queen Khalifa was connected to the griffin. That's the teachings of Maat, Jamil. Now you're getting it. Queen Khalifa was connected to Maat. That's why they said she had griffins, right? Now, these buildings have been lied about over and over and over and over again by hunter-gatherers. It's been lied about. These people done it. Moors done it. These tall-ass YTs done it. Aliens done it. Everybody done it. But when I go to when I check these buildings out and I see ancient Mississippian depictions on these buildings, I'm like, whoa. The mound builders evolved to build these buildings over time. Let's get into it. There go the Griffin. I showed y'all this yesterday, but I'm going to show it to you real quick. The Griffin. The Griffin. The dragon, Draco. The Griffin. Roll the coin. Okay. This is the Mississippi River right here with the Griffin, the dragon, the Piazza bird. This is the oldest depiction of a griffin in the world. This is the oldest depiction of a griffin in the world. Right? On the Mississippi River in Illinois. On the Mississippi River in Illinois. This is mound builder stuff now. It's a cave right beside it with limestone, digging out limestone right by the Griffin. Digging out limestone right by the Griffin. Let me show you. I got to show you because if I don't show you, you think I'm just making shit up. I got to show you. Limestone cave with a Griffin on the outside. They pulling out limestone, making structures out this limestone coming out this cave. This limestone coming out this cave is matching up on buildings all over America. Here go the cave right here. Here go the cave. Here go the cave right here, Illinois, Mississippi River. Limestone getting pulled out. Big ass Griffin on the outside. Right on the Mississippi River. Who is building stuff out of limestone and granite, people? See, now it's starting to make sense. Now it's starting to make sense. Now let me break this down. You got the Griffin outside of a cave with limestone and granite, right? You are mining limestone and granite in ancient times. What are these Tartarian buildings? What are these Capitol buildings made out of in America? What are the Capitol buildings made out of in America that look exactly alike all the way across the nation? What they made out of? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Limestone. Granite. We ain't got nothing to do with this, huh? Aliens did it, huh? Okay. Aliens dug out these limestone caves in Illinois on the Mississippi River, huh? Limestone and granite. The Piazza bird is right outside of right outside this cave. They done mined out tons and tons and tons of limestone. And this limestone out of this cave go right into the buildings. These YT people know this. It's the same limestone. Because you can date it and you can tell where area it came from. Right? Roll the coin. Let me show you the Piazza one more time. One more good time so you can understand. Roll the coin. Right here. The cave hole is over there. I got to shrink the picture down so you can see it. Right? This is symbolism that's on the buildings. Same symbolism. Let's keep going. I just want to show y'all the Griffin right quick. Let's get back to the owl. Let's get back to the owl. Let's get back to him. There's one symbolism for the Tartarian buildings. You go to the other one, the owl. Right? Tartary. Griffins and owls. Everywhere you go, griffins and owls all over Russia. Yeah. This is our symbolism. Watch this. AOL. Owl. Now they changed the owl from AOL. 480 BC, huh? Okay. Athens, Greece. Okay. Roll the coin. These buildings go way back before that, people. Roll the coin. If you think this was built by hammers and chisels by 20 donkey and some, nah, it ain't gonna happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen. Roll the coin. Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove, where the president and them like to meet up at. With all this old pagan stuff. That owl was already out there. That's a mound builder owl, people. You know how I know? Because mound builders had owl artifacts all over America. That is an owl artifact. That's an owl artifact. I'm finna show you. Blockchain. What's funny? You think this funny, huh? Right on the river, the owl. Where the president went out there and laid up with some old men. Roll the coin. You think this ain't no ancient artifact? Let's keep going. They didn't build that. Toltec Mounds, owl effigy, Arkansas. Toltec Mounds, owl effigy, Arkansas. We've been pulling owls out the mounds, people. We've been pulling owls out the mound. Let me show you. Whoa, truth. Eastern Woodlands mound builders, owls coming out everywhere. Owls. Owl beads, owl heads, owl drawings on the wall. Owl. How many you want? Let's keep going. Effigy bees, Poverty Point, Louisiana, owls. These owls, and we got the red jasper owls, right? See, look. Let me show you something. Look. There's Moloch. See? There go the hunter-gatherer. See what the hunter-gatherer think these is? Moloch is evil. It's evil, the devil. It's the devil. It's Moloch. Oh my God, it's Moloch. Hunter-gatherer. This ain't no Moloch. This come right out the star constellations, hunter-gatherer. I'm going to go and teach you because my people on here. I'm going to let you learn something today. Coming out the sky. It's coming out the sky. It's actually in the northern hemisphere, which makes it not bad. Let's keep going, man. Owl, bees, in Poverty Point, Louisiana. Roll the corn. Red jasper owls. Red jasper owls for beads. Just like Egyptians wore red jasper, we got red jasper on the owl. Roll the corn. Let's go back to some more receipts. Prehistoric owl imagery. All right. Great horned owl effigy. Pendant of southern Illinois. Great horned owl coming out the mounds. Y'all took our shit and made it evil. Roll the corn. Yeah. That big owl out there in Bohemian Grove. Yeah, we built that. Y'all out there trying to do pagan worship on some ancient. Y'all doing pagan worship on some ancient. Hunter-gatherers. Whoa, we got owls everywhere. Clay, bone, stone. What kind of owl you want? Owl beads, Poverty Point, Louisiana, 3,200 years ago. Owl effigy pendant, Cahokia. Oh, Cahokia got the owl pendants? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we know where it come from. Oh, Cahokia got the Mound pyramids out there too, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, Cahokia aligned with the stars. Yeah, equal. Yeah, all right, I get you now. Roll the coin. Y'all stealing. You're stealing. You've been stealing everything. This on the buildings too. Owl effigy, Jackson County, Illinois. Yeah, you're stealing. You some thieves. Mississippian culture, Missouri, owl effigy. I'm a bad man. You can't debunk artifacts 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 years old. You can get your ass out of here. You can't debunk this. It's not that truth now. Yes, it is. It's exactly what it looked like. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Whoa. Painted owl effigy in Tennessee. Mississippian Valley. Okay. Y'all got all that shit. Now, hold on. Let's go back to Egypt. Egypt. Y'all got the owl for the people who done it, huh? The owl for the people who done it? Huh, Egypt? I mean, okay, the X and the owl, and yeah, okay. All right, Egypt. Y'all trying to tell us the truth. Egypt trying to tell us the truth. They lying about our ancestors. Hold on. Let's go to the other one. What the other receipt at? With the hieroglyphs? Damn, I can't find it. Roll the coin. That's enough. You see it. Owls. Everything got something to do with the owl. Got something to do with us. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you what I know. Watch this. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. Where we was at? Right here? All right. Whoa. Cahokia Mound got more owls. Clay owls. Red clay owls. Oh, we got the red clay. Mizraim owl. The Mississippi Mizraim red clay owl in Cahokia. Oh, my God. Let's keep going. Hopewell owls. Kentucky owls. Coming out of mounds everywhere. How many owls you want? Illinois got another owl. Missouri, bone-carved owl effigy. Fire. Central America. Y'all got the owl after us. Central America. How old y'all is? 300 AD? What that is? 1,800 years ago? Oh, no, we got 4,000-year-old owls. Y'all got the knowledge from us. Y'all are descendants from our people bringing knowledge down there. Y'all after us. Olmecs after us. Mayans after us. Aztecs and Incas way after us. Roll the coin. American stone owl effigies. Okay. Roll the corn. Now, in the Mississippian culture, owls often associated with death, the afterlife, so-called witchcraft, wisdom and insight. Wisdom and insight. This is what the hunter-gatherer go by the owl for, because he wants some wisdom. The hunter-gatherer want wisdom, people. That's why the hunter-gatherer celebrates the owl. He want wisdom. He want wisdom. Somebody called me a what? Okay, blocked. Get your ass out of here. Sorry to break. The hunter-gatherer want wisdom from the owl, people. The Mississippian culture already had the owl. That's why they at Bohemian Grove, they found the old ancient owl out there 30 feet tall, and they out there trying to do pagan worship on. That's why they out there in Bohemian Grove. They're not out there for nothing. They out there because the ancient culture put that owl there. They want the wisdom. That's what they want. Masons and YTs and all, they want wisdom. That's all they want. They lack wisdom. They try to learn it from the ancient culture. They try to hide it after they learn it, right? Roll the coin. Now, wisdom, insight, linked to owls, the deaf. Others see them as symbols of wisdom, intuition, and insight, drawing on the nocturnal nature of keen eyesight. Wisdom is what the hunter-gatherer wants. Let's go to Egypt. The owl in Egypt, wisdom. It means the same damn thing. The Mississippian culture, owl, wisdom. Egypt, wisdom. Where is the disconnect at? Why people don't see it? We got the same damn animals, meaning the same damn thing, but we ain't got no connection to the Nile River. Man, stop playing, man. Anybody who supposed to be a scholar or supposed to be trying to kick some knowledge or supposed to be trying to teach people, bro, y'all need to be teaching people this, bro. It is a connection between the Mississippi Valley and Egypt, and it shows with all of the artifacts. Stop trying to act like it ain't got nothing to do with each other, bro. Roll the coin. Wisdom. In Egypt, it means wisdom. On the Mississippi Valley, it means wisdom. It's just ironic, huh? It's just ironic. It's a coinky dink, huh? This is Maat on the Mississippi River and in Egypt. It's the same teachings. Let's keep going, bro. These people crazy. Right? Afterlife, owls. Now look at these Tartarian buildings. Now let's get into the Tartarian buildings. Owls, New York City. Owls, what is it? Manhattan. Owls on the building, New York City. Check them out. Regis High School. Owls, Regis High School. Owl over the door. Ain't these old buildings, people. These old buildings with that owl still on there. The owl's still there. They evolved to building these buildings. Regis High School. The owl is their logo. The owl was already on the building. They turned the owl into their logo. The Regis High School Owls in the Tartarian Owl building. The owl already on the building, so you might as well turn them to your mascot. Regis High School Owls. Might as well, shit. Come on. The owl on the building. The new mascot is the owl. Throw the coin. Oh, my God. Broadway, New York. Big old owls on the building. Big owl on the building. Yeah. Roll the coin. Owls, big, beautiful copper owls all over the building. Look. What is it? Where I get this picture from? It's from somewhere, bro. Somewhere in America. Roll the coin. Somewhere in America. Owls everywhere. Great horned owl. The great horned owl is from America, people. The great horned owl is from the land. Don't think that the great horn is from the land. It ain't from no Russia. It's from the land. Roll the corn. Only place in the world, right here. Owls. Building on top of it. Roll the corn. Owls. How many more you want? Owl effigies everywhere. The plumed owl. Roll the corn. Look. Bohemian Grove owl. Y'all out there on the ancient owl in Bohemian Grove. Ain't hitting on nothing. Roll the corn. Now, this right here, just a random pick I got. Now, what you got to understand is this is placed in like at the bottom of the pyramid, at the bottom of a tumuli or a mastaba. This was placed at the bottom of like a flat top pyramid in Egypt, right? The Olmec placed their sleeve at the bottom of the mound, people. It's the same teachings. This thing goes up under the box pyramid, the mastaba pyramid, the burial pyramid. This goes under the burial mound. It's the same teaching, but the mound is older than the pyramid. You got to understand what these people were doing. This thing is shoved at the bottom of the mound. The Olmec had El Negro. El Negro, that's his name. That's his real name, El Negro. Shoved at the bottom of the mound in Levanta in in Olmec land, right? And they shoved these at the bottom of pyramids and mounds in Egypt. Same teaching. I had to show y'all that because I wanted people to understand it. I want people to understand it. Roll the corn. There was something else I want to show. And Olmec's got mounds, people. These things were at the bottom of mounds, shoved in the mound. That's where they get these artifacts from. Right? El Negro. Right here. These are our people, man. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. And I wanted y'all to understand about agriculture and these owls. I want y'all to understand about these owls that go on these buildings. That these so-called Tartarians built. Our people built these buildings, people. With these ancient owls on there. Just like we got ancient owls in the mounds. Same stuff. Wisdom. See what I'm saying? Look. See what I'm saying? Now, something else I want to show y'all too. Stone owl, effigy pipe, mound builders. See that? Stone owls. This knowledge is connecting it right to the building. We just got to understand what the ancestors are trying to tell you, right? That's what all this about. Now look at this right here. This is from a stone complex aligned with stars on the Canada and United States line. Now what is that right there? You see that? Do you see that? What's that right there on the petroglyphs out there at that site? You see it? See it? See the X with the circle around it? X with the circle around it. This is the ancient culture of America. The ancient culture of America is putting the X with the circle. X with the circle. Right? X with the circle. It went all through time. Same way. It didn't change. The people from here had it. X with the circle. X with the circle. X with the circle. Now let's go back to the Mississippian culture. X with the circle. See that? All mound builder knowledge. All mound builder now. It's a connection between it, y'all. I want y'all to understand it. Let me show you the last one I had right here. Tamaru, X with the circle. With the feather of Maat and the plow. Roll the coin. And I saw that X on Egyptian artifacts when I went to the Penn Museum also. Right? Now, let me show y'all something else. Now, this is going to blow y'all mind. This is going to blow your mind. Y'all pay attention. Pay attention now. This is going to blow your mind. These are numerals. These are numbers, people. These are numbers. There's 16. There's 16. There's 6. The bars mean 5. The dot means 1. These are ancient numbers. This is an Olmec statue. This is an Olmec statue. This is an Olmec statue. Now, let me show you the connection. Let me show you the connection that these people don't want to show you. Watch this closely now. I got to roll my sleeves up for this one. These are numerals, numbers. There's 6, 16, 16. There's some type of date. Some type of date on this old Olmec. These are the Maya numbers also. Carolina Tobacco, you are exactly right. Now, you see that, right? Right? Olmecs. Let's go to the Mayans. Mayans got the same numeral system. I'm going to show it to you. If I can find it. Roll the coin. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go right here. Maya. Right? There's 6. The bar is 5. The dot is 1. So bar and the dot means 6. Bar and the dot means 6. You see that? Bar, dot, 6. Dots by themselves is a year, is a number. 5 is a bar. 2 bars is 10. A bar and a dot is 16. A bar and a dot is 16. See that? Oh, we learning today. The coin rolling today. Yeah, we learning today. Now watch this. I just showed you the Maya numerals. I just showed you the Olmec numerals. Now watch this. Ain't no connection, huh? Let's go to Egypt. Let's go back to Egypt. Roll the coin. Let's go back. Let's go back. Hold on. I got to find that receipt. There you go right there. There you go. What is there right there? The bar with 3 dots. That's 8, right? Whoa, Truth. You a bad man. Why in the hell is Olmecs, Mayans, and Egyptians using the same damn number system? Come on, man. Ain't no connection. Don't nobody point this shit out. Can't nobody read. Ain't nobody studying. Y'all just steady learning about aliens, but y'all ain't teaching this shit that's on the wall. Teach what's on the wall. The knowledge right there. This shit come from America, bro. With the X, with the owl ideology, with the feather of Maat, all that shit come from here, man. Flawless victory. Let me show it one more time. One more time for you, man. Olmec, there's 6 and there's 16. 6, 16, right? The bar with 1 ball is 6. 3 bars with 1 ball is 16. 16 right there. Let's go to the Mayas. Let's go to the Mayas. Y'all better record this shit. I'm going to put it on YouTube. Don't worry about it. I'm going to drop it on the tube. Let's go back to the Mayas. You're looking at the Olmec right now. Let's go back to Maya. Look. Tamari, 8. Tamari, 8. Olmec, Maya, 8. Tamari, 8. Bar with 3. Mayan, 8. Okay. Or ain't nobody seen that. Ain't nobody noticed it. I put this together myself so I can show y'all. This in the, hold on. I got that blowed up somewhere. Hold on. I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I was going to teach it the right way. I just rushed into it. Look, here we go. Here we go. Tamari, the plow, the boat, the canoe, the boat. Number 8, the feather of Maat, and the crook and the flail for cattle. That's the crook and the flail the pharaohs are buried with. That shit come from us. That's what that is right there. The crook and the flail. When they buried with that, that's what that is. This could be water or this could be a mound. I think this water though. I think they trying to tell you that the numeral system and the plow came on a boat with Maat and with the water. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I ain't trying to be perfect. Might be the flood. I don't know. I'm going to figure that out. But I know what this is. This is the number 8 of Maya and Olmec numbers. That's the plow the field. That's the canoe or a boat. That is the feather of Maat. And that is the flail, the crook and the flail right there. Right? You see that? I'm going to figure this shit out. I ain't going to stop till I figure it out. Y'all know I go hard. I don't play no games. I go hard, bro. Somebody got to go hard. Roll the coin. Now, when I put this on top of this, I get 8 from Maya, 8 from Olmec, up into Egypt. Now, that is a connection that lets me know that the counting system and the knowledge starts with math, people. Knowledge starts with math. I don't care where you at. I don't care what's going on. If you're trying to build something, you got to have a math system, right? So if the math system is the same as Olmec's in Egypt, see these white people know this shit. They know these the same people. Different sides of the earth. Same teaching. So when you're trying to build something, you got to start with math. How long is the base of it? How tall is the roof? You got to have math. These people were connected with math and science and astrology. The people were connected. So they can stop acting like they never connected with each other, bro. They can stop. They can stop acting like our people that go over there and teach these people some of this stuff. Because this come from here, man. And the day I find a Mississippian artifact with that on there, I'm going to sure enough go crazy. I better not find it. I'm looking for it too. Don't think I ain't looking for it. I'm looking for it. The Mound built North America because this numeral system came from an ancient culture. All the way to Egypt. Talking about some Tamari with the number 8 in Mayan and Olmec on the dang. Roll the coin, man. That's enough for the day, man. That's enough. Any questions, hop in the box. Tarot, what up? You want to get a question in? Roll the coin. Yo. Yo. But I wanted to show y'all that, man. And if y'all missed the first part of this live, I'm putting it on YouTube in a couple of hours. So we ain't missing none of this stuff no more. I'm taking all my lives, putting them on YouTube. So y'all subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to my live subscription on TikTok. Any questions, put it in the chat or put it, hop in the guest box so you can get up and ask a question. No doubt, man. No doubt. This is what I do, man. I figured, like I say, I've been studying this stuff for a long time. I'm going to say about 12 years, right? And the whole time I've been studying it, I'm sitting there thinking about things that nobody else is trying to grasp and show people how things are connected, right? I'm trying to understand what this means over there to what it means over here. Because I see the same artifacts. Well, does it mean the same thing? Does it have the same meaning? Are they using the same minerals that come out the earth for the same thing? Are they teaching the same virtue, or are they farming the same way with the plow? Are they, you got to, all that go together, right? So after I start learning about the mounds with the same minerals and artifacts as on the Nile River, and I know the mounds are older, so the culture comes from here. So now I look at it a different way. Now I put the corn into the knowledge. Now, did the corn make it over there with the knowledge? Yes. The corn came with the astrology. The corn came with the math. The corn came with the irrigation. Now, when I find the corn in your civilization, you dead. Now I know where you got your knowledge from. You can't say it came from aliens and Sumerians. You can't say it came from all these other things y'all just making up. It's showing a real people with a real teaching going around the real world teaching real knowledge. And the people look like us. Simple. Because it come from our land. And it didn't even come from South America. It came from North America. It came from North America. I was just looking at some stuff about the old mix. They wrote, the old mix wrote the dates down, people. They got like 32 BC on some artifacts. 32 BC, right? 32 BC, nowhere near older than the Mississippian culture. The mound builders north in Louisiana, Mississippi, no. 11,000 years old, big dog. Way older. Way older. With mounds aligned with Arcturus. Mounds are aligned with Arcturus. Now, where did I see that at? I know I got that receipt. Hold on. Arcturus down there was the owl, people. Hold on. I know I ain't tripping. Cushites influenced Egyptian culture, people, including the concept of Maat, which embodies truth, justice, and cosmic order. I told y'all the Cushites came from here. I told y'all. Cushites taught Egyptians Maat, man. These historians will not tell the damn truth, man. Cushites come from here shooting a bow and arrow, teaching Maat. Yeah, debunk that, Umar Johnson. Umar, where you at? Cushites come from here, rolling the corn, building mounds and pyramids, teaching Ma'at with the bow and arrow. Irrigating the river, they got all the gold and everything. Cushites got way more gold in Egypt because Cushites were miners, just like the mound builders. They come from a mound building background. Egypt didn't. That is the difference. Cush taught y'all that shit. And I told y'all 3 years ago, Cushites come from Tamari. I'm trying to figure out if they came from the Mexico area or the Peru area. But they came from one of them. It don't even matter. They come from here. Taught y'all Ma'at. Ma'at come from America, man. Now, no, Dan, they trying to make it like it come from Egypt. Man, let me find that receipt, man. Hold on. Now, this receipt is what I remember in an old book I read. I read an old book. I don't forget nothing. They said, hold on. Let me get a receipt. Now, see, this what? Roll the coin. Put the coin in the chat. Whoa. Hold on, truth now. I just got to download right in the damn live. Did you see how the download hit me in the life? Mi'kmaq culture. Mi'kmaq Indians are the Indians in Delaware that fought the Vikings. They were writing hieroglyphics. Hold on, truth. Does Arcturus mean the owl? Hold on, bro. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Slow down. Slow down. Wave the white flag. Hold on. Mi'kmaq Indians are in the Delaware area. Back years ago, they were writing hieroglyphics. I put that in one of my videos. I remember that out of book. Mi'kmaq Indians were writing hieroglyphics. Now, Mi'kmaq Indians, their star Arcturus is associated with the owl. Is that where the owl comes from? Is that what the owl? I got the glyphs too, bro. You trying to be funny time I show the glyphs. I got them too. They're in my laptop. Mi'kmaq Indians got writing just like Egyptians. That's fire. Now, it's Arcturus, the owl. That might explain the owl coming out the mounds for Arcturus. Now, off the top of my head again, hold on, let me get one more receipt. Hold on. Got you. I got you now. I got you. Put the 2 in the chat. Put the 2 in the chat. You hear me? I got their ass now. Now, what if Arcturus is a representation of the owl, the brightest star before Sirius? Arcturus is the brightest star of the Boötes constellation. The mounds in LSU are aligned with Arcturus, the giant red Arcturus star, right? Interesting. That's fire. That's what that means, bro. And I swear to God, and I swear on my child's life, they said Arcturus lights up Tartarian buildings. I've got the video in my video bank on TikTok. They say Arcturus is the star that electrified Tartarian buildings. Am I tripping? I put that out myself. I done put so much stuff out, it's just coming back to me now. Okay. Yeah, I ain't supposed to swear, Tony. You right. I'm sorry, bro. I got out of control. You're exactly right, Tony. Roll the corn. I can take a straightening, bro. I'm sorry. Listen, bro. LSU aligned with Arcturus. Arcturus lights up Tartarian buildings in Chicago during the World's Fair in the 1920s, 30s. I ain't got time to pull it up. If Arcturus is the owl, all of that goes together. That's fire. I know that's fire, bro. I gotta put all that together. Do y'all see where I'm coming from, though? Y'all go check out the way they use Arcturus for photons to power a Tartarian building in Chicago during the World's Fair. That's true. That's a true story. Look that up. Arcturus is aligned with the mounds in LSU. So the ancient culture knew something about Arcturus and energy and the power of that star long time before buildings were ever built. But they incorporated it into the knowledge of it over time to come back to the buildings. Because Arcturus has a lot to do with these buildings. The owl on the building might stand for Arcturus. The owl on the building might stand for Arcturus. That could be the plot, right? I'm gonna figure this out, man. Y'all know me. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. But this fire right here, I knew I read about the Mi'kmaq Indians calling Arcturus the owl. I read that in a book. And I know these people write hieroglyphics. These are the real Tartarian bloodline of people, bro. And they said these people was melanated. That's what I'm saying, bro. They write hieroglyphics. One more receipt. One more receipt to close it out. One more receipt. Y'all hold on. One more receipt. Somebody. Roll the cord. Yeah. Yeah. Who is, put a two in the chat if you hear me. Put a two in the chat if you hear me. Where that boy? Where he at? Where he at? Pharaoh X. Pharaoh X. I'm the guy gonna go get the receipt. Now, I don't know if you're trying to be funny, but I'm gonna go get the receipt. Talking about show the glyphs. We know the truth now. We'll go get the receipt. I'm talking about out of nowhere, magic. Out. Mi'kmaq Indians, ancient Egyptian, same god. You see that? You thought I wasn't gonna find that fast, didn't you? Huh? You thought the coin wasn't gonna roll? Mi'kmaq Indians got the same symbols. Look at that. Heaven, exalted one God. Okay. Okay. Show the glyph. There go your glyphs right there. You thought I was making this shit up? You thought I was making up. I told you I teach in virtue. I don't give you nothing. I don't give you no filler. If I say it, I can prove it. ERG, that's Elite Receipt Gang. Roll the coin. Only way you can sign the ERG, you got to be able to go do what I just done. Pull the receipt out of nowhere. Roll the coin. These people got writing just like Egyptians in Delaware. Melanated Indians fighting Vikings long time ago. That's enough for today, man. I rest my case. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Y'all the greatest people on the face of the earth. Y'all created astrology. Our bloodline created astrology, agriculture, irrigation, virtue, spirituality, God's chosen people. Roll the coin, in tune with nature. Maat came from here. It didn't come from no Egypt. Roll the coin. I see the teachers of this stuff all the way around the world. They act like they don't know where it come from. Roll the coin, man. I told y'all people on the last live, we're not getting into Semitics. We're not going to worry about where the word Hebrew came from, Atlantean came from. We ain't worried about that. As long as we know that those kind of people they talking about. It's the only thing that matters to me at this point. Cement, all that trying to break down words to the point to where we lost sight of the original teaching is too much. It's too much. As long as we know where the people come from, right? As long as we know what the people did and what in the real history of these people. Say now the NA is gonna teach it. Yeah, the NA is my biggest fan. The NAs love me. They be all in the live. They be on YouTube. They don't be saying nothing. I see the name popping up. Navajo, Cheyenne, All them old Plains Indians popping up in the lab, which is cool. It's cool, bro. I can't hold the knowledge back from my people trying to not hide it from them. It ain't here to hide no way, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's the problem with the world. People want to hide the knowledge, man. They want to give you bits and pieces of it and keep you. But this knowledge was created by our people for us to learn it. Until people start taking it and start making it out to do bad things with the knowledge. Then that's when it got bad. When they start attacking our people and start using the knowledge to starve out civilizations and make them people pay them taxes and all of that. See, all of that goes with it, bro. See, once that knowledge got to Egypt, they start taxing motherfuckers. Your ass finna pay for their corn. Sumerians got corn debt. You finna pay for this. You finna pay for their corn, or your children finna starve. See, that's when the evil got into the knowledge. When it went over there, that's what. See, now you see how history work. Go look up the corn debt tablets of Samaria. Go look up the taxes of pharaohs. They want your crop. And then they get all the crop, then they sell it back out set the price on the crop, and they get rich off of it. That's what the Queen of England done. The Queen of England's family done that. The only maize fields in that area, they sold the crop for high prices, sold the seeds for high prices. And they got rich. They got wealthy. Prince Charles them got wealthy off agriculture of a mound building complex called the Corn Wall. Right? Our people, they living on top of our people old culture. So that bull was literally in New York. So here you go right here. These are the glyphs. This was on the wall up there in Delaware in the old mound complex. But it's like I gotta go back and find them receipts. But I remember reading this stuff. Like when I heard Micmac Indians, I remember. Roll the corn. You got a question, you? Yeah, that is crazy, bro. The exalted one with the pyramid, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy. That's something to think about right there. That's something to think about, bro. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Heaven is the stars above the equator. God comes in the form of nature aligning at pyramids and mounds. God is a form of that. The all-seeing eye is a form of the pyramid or mound, Sirius, sun, all aligning, and that's what they call God's. See what I'm saying? The Holy Trinity. So it's very, I can understand it. And that's fire. You're right. I'm glad you pointed that out. That's fire just to think about that. And that's why I keep telling people, man, the mounds is way more important than we think they are, bro. These mounds in America are some of the oldest sites in the world with this type of teaching. And we got to pay homage to that. They can't look over that, bro. That's the greatest thing on the ground in the world. It's the oldest. It got the most symbolism. Stuff is coming out of it. People, artifacts, teachings, or some type of, astrology, heaven. These people talking about all type of spirituality coming out them mounds, bro. That's why I try to go in there and find every artifact they pull out the ground. I want to see it, bro. I still be on it's a new website where they going in the mounds, and I be on that one. They be out there pulling stuff out of mounds every month, and they put new stuff up there, and I stay on it because somebody got to do it, right? You know what they say when your ancestors pass away, their soul goes to the stars, to Orion's nebula. Through the path of souls, it goes to the stars. So that's why they probably try to say heaven is the stars, where the ancestor soul goes, when all they go together, bro. The path of souls goes to the stars, right? So there could be that. You're right. That's true. So read about the path of souls, read about Ma'at in the afterlife. All of that goes together, right? And all this fire. But appreciate y'all, man. I think a couple people cash out me, man. I really appreciate y'all. Subscribe to my live subscription on YouTube. On TikTok. So be a member on YouTube. That's my cash app again. Y'all, if y'all missed the first part of this live, I'm gonna put it on YouTube about 1 o'clock. Every day about 1 or 2 o'clock. I'm gonna try to put the live from the morning on there so you can go back and watch it. So I can get some type of, recycling of people who missed the first one, catch the second one on YouTube. I love y'all. I'm in love with you, man. Y'all empower me to keep trying to put the truth out here. I want to learn for myself, but I want to learn even more for people who listening, because, like I say, nobody in the history of the world is trying to teach exactly what our history is. A lot of people trying to monetize it. A lot of people trying to teach it a certain type of way, for material gain, and they're not teaching it in virtue, and they are leading out people the wrong way. And a lot of people have backgrounds that are shady to this knowledge, but they still try to teach it. And the ancestors gonna get them. That's why I don't even worry about them. The ancestors gonna get them on the back end. But I'm gonna try my best. And like I say, I'm not always right. I'm gonna try my best to teach it the best way I can learn it and give it to you. That's all, and that's all I can do. But I'm gonna do the research. I'm not gonna give you no half-ass answers and no half-ass teachings, because that's not what this is about, right? If I can break the code for a couple of things that lead to the next person learning more and more about their knowledge and breaks it wide open. If I crack it and y'all go take what I said and break it wide open with some more knowledge, that's what I want. It's going to take all of us to figure this out. Not just a couple of people. It's going to take all of us. Some people understand different parts of artifacts. Some people have seen artifacts in other countries. Like a guy from Germany was sending me the American Indian melanated artifact pictures. Blew my mind, bro. The first one I seen was Chief Santoriona from Florida. A dude from Germany sent me that picture in a museum of American Indian with the gold on. That was Chief Santoriona. That's the first picture I ever got of him. And then he went back and sent me the other chiefs that they took from the Southeast and took them to France and Europe. It was a tall, skinny, dark-skinned chief with gold. It was Chief Santoriona, and it was another melanated chief from Miami area that they took. I can show y'all them receipts on the next live I do. I got to go back and get them. They're real old. But he opened my eyes up to, they were showing melanated Indians in museums in Germany, bro. In Germany. Gold on, emeralds, breastplates, red diamonds, and emerald. Talking about he lit up. Got American Indian right on there, Florida. I'm like, whoa. We would never see that if somebody ain't, if ain't nobody in Germany just happen to walk up on it and just get a video of it or something, But he sent me that. I really appreciate it. That's why I try to talk to everybody around the world, and because a lot of our history is in Europe. All the great things that was over here was taken back to their country, especially if it's gold and if it's valuable, it's going back to Spain. It's going back to Europe every time. They're not going to keep it over here. They want to take it to the royalty, the fake royalty back in their homeland. So we got to start looking over there too. And I try to put that into the knowledge too. I look at mounds all over the world. Germany, Scotland, Ireland. I look at all of it because all of it go together. And all of it has corn walls and corn agriculture around the mound. So the old world, people from here were civilized in the world and they got usurped in the new world. They try to call us the new world, but we really are the old world culture. Because we built the mounds. So just some stuff for y'all to think about and when you study and stuff, man. But I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all subscribing to the YouTube. Appreciate the cash out. Appreciate y'all becoming subscribers on my TikTok live. And y'all support the YouTube too. Share the videos, watch them. I got some old stuff on there that's amazing. I got some video about a year old that's amazing on there. Lost lives on TikTok when I first got 1,000 followers. I was going crazy. Y'all have a great day, man. I love you. I'm in love with you because I know who you are. God's chosen people. Roll the corn. We know the truth now.